We just celebrated the 4th of July, America's birthday. The Lake Union fireworks were beautiful this year. The music synchronized with the fireworks was awesome. And since I'm still in that patriotic mood, I thought I'd do a video on why home ownership is part of the American dream. I'm still in the patriotic mood because I'm recording this video on July 5th. But you're not going to see it until July 9th. So hopefully that explains why I'm still in a patriotic mood. Hopefully you'll still be in a patriotic mood by July 9th. And if not, just think back to last week for me, okay? Anyway, the concept of home ownership as part of the American dream has some very deep roots, not only in history, but in the intrinsic motivation of why real estate professionals are intrinsically motivated to do the work they do. I recently had a very similar discussion with a friend of mine who works in property management, and we talked about how our work helps build and shape communities and how our work can help improve the quality of life and the livability of a given area. And when you can be part of something like that, that's really awesome. Hi, I'm Bob.Woolverton. I'm with Pure Real Estate in Bellevue, Washington. Here on YouTube, I'm known as your Northwest Realty Advisor. When we come back in 8 seconds, I'll share with you why home ownership is part of the American dream from both a historical perspective and what it means today. So stick around. All through history, it was known that home ownership in America was a path to financial security. As an example, the COO of Zillow, Amy Bruchutinsky, recently gave a presentation at a real estate conference in New York where she shared a story of her grandfather fleeing Budapest, Hungary during the Second World War and immigrated to the United States in 1949. Her grandfather didn't speak English. He took a job as a dishwasher, then got a second job to save the earnings from that job, and within a decade was able to buy his first home. He was able to save even more money and eventually bought 2 duplexes and 1 triplex to use as rentals. Through those real estate investments, he was able to send Bruchutinsky's father to college and eventually bought a vacation home in the mountains. A true American dream, coming to this country with nothing, working hard, saving hard, and through real estate ownership, send your child to college and buy a vacation home. Well, that's the wealth building aspect of home ownership we hear about all the time. But there's a bigger picture, more of a community picture when we dive deep into home ownership. Remember owning your very first car, the car you paid for? Remember how well you took care of that car? How you washed it all the time and did everything you could to keep it looking as good as possible? Well, home ownership is a little bit like that. There are proven psychological, physical, and financial benefits to home ownership. When you own a home, you own your own little corner of the world. You can customize your home any way you want, you can paint, you can decorate, and you don't have to ask the landlord for permission. And at the same time, if you're in a strong real estate market, you're earning equity in that little corner of your world. It's also been shown that home ownership positively impacts the family unit. From having room for your kids to play, to having room to entertain your friends, or even having a backyard barbecue on the 4th of July. You just have a greater sense of stability and opportunity while growing your personal wealth. And studies show people who stay in the same home for long periods of time enjoy better academic and emotional outcomes for their children. And then there's the sense of community. People who invest in their home invest in their community, and thus improve the local economy. People who own their homes are more likely to participate in civic events, care for their community through donations of time or money, as well as volunteering for efforts that help keep the neighborhood and school safe, livable, and thriving. Who knows, you might even run for election to the city council or become a commissioner in your local fire district. In other words, you help yourself and others contribute to a fundamental sense of belonging and responsibility to the larger community. Unless, of course, while the fireworks are going off in your cul-de-sac, you go and alienate some of your neighbors. And you know who you are, but that's a completely different video, so let's get back on track. Home ownership plays a critical role in the economy, too. According to the National Association of Home Builders, building 100 average single-family homes generates 305 jobs, $23.1 million in wage and business income, and $8.9 million in taxes and revenues for state, local, and federal governments. So when I was talking with my friend about how working in real estate is really about being part of something or helping create something far bigger than yourself, this is the perfect example. Whether we're selling homes and helping people own their own little corner of the world where they make their community stronger, safer, and enhance the livability, or if through the construction of new rental properties where we help build new retail opportunities, creating new dining opportunities, and generally elevate the livability of a community, isn't that what the American dream is all about? When I help a client buy a new home, and when I hand them the keys, they are so happy. Or when I help a client to sell a property, and they are taking the fiscal appreciation from that property and are so happy to be moving on to the next phase of their life, that's what I love about working in real estate. We really do make a positive difference in people's lives and a positive difference in the community as a whole. And isn't that what the American dream is all about? I hope you enjoyed this little reflection on why homeownership is part of the American dream. Normally I post videos about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, but this time I thought I'd deviate a bit for the holiday patriotic spirit and reflect about how we all contribute to making our community stronger and more livable. I'm Bob.Woolverton. I'm with Pure Real Estate in Bellevue, Washington. Here on YouTube, I'm known as your Northwest Realty Advisor. I post new videos every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. I'll see you next week.